So good morning, everyone, and welcome to our wonderful Sunday virtual service here from the Center for Spiritual Living in Ukiah. And I am Reverend Dr. Candice Becket. I am the current minister for this center, and it is my great joy to see all of you this morning. And I'm just going to know right now that somewhere in this service, whether it's in the treatments, the music, or the message, you're about to receive exactly what you're seeking. So just sit back and relax, and here we go. So our opening treatment today is going to be given by Harvey Baumoel. So Harvey?
Sure. Welcome and good morning. Thank you. So let's close our eyes and take a deep breath and relax and know that even on this cloudy day, the sun is still shining. God and the Spirit and the source of all is working with us. We know that as we slowly approach the spring, we begin to see daffodils, narcissus, flowering trees filling the whole tree with bright whites and pinks. This is a sign that once again the earth is true to its tilt on its axis, bringing us the long-awaited warmth of spring and the coming fullness of summer. And as we come into a more positive political environment which affects us all, we welcome the alleged boredom and lack of chaos in our country. And as people begin getting their vaccines, we are at the beginning of seeing the end of the year-long effect of the pandemic, beginning its slow and steady road back to normalcy, whatever that is for you. New beginnings are all around. And as we expand our new beginnings toward ourselves and the positive intentions of physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual healing, we take this time to go within and ask ourselves, are we or anyone we know in need of positive intentions, healings, or treatments right now? Let us take this time to say the names to yourself, but of yourself or any person that you would like to treat for a very brief and a very few brief words of the healing intention you wish to extend outwards. And you can unmute yourself when you feel the urge and let us go one at a time. And I will start. For the people I know who, like myself, are dealing with cancer everywhere in their body, anywhere in their body, for myself, for Ross Walker, for Ken Rhodes, and for David Smith, I intend and treat for clear healing of and cells that don't belong, any cells that don't belong in our bodies, and that all cells are nourished and healthy. So feel free to unmute yourself and repeat any of those names if you like, or any other names that come to your heart. And we'll open this up now.
My husband, Jim, who's also just finishing his chemo, 6 months of chemo tomorrow and Tuesday.
For prostate cancer, Mary?
No, it's lymphoma, blood, white blood cell cancer.
Anyone else?
I want to send my knowing that David Smith is gradually coming into a healing state, and that his strong spirit will prevail and his curiosity will prevail and take him out of this place that he's in, and he's going to win this and be healthier than ever. And also for Candice for being his great friend and wife that helps him along in this journey. I'm sending my healing strength to both of you.
Thank you, Mary and Mary.
For my cousin Julie Staber, who's suffering from an unknown neurological and nervous condition where she can't stop shaking, that she be given the correct and accurate diagnosis, and that she find the right healing practitioner that can help her through this. And also for my husband Harvey, that his cancer in his hip and pelvic and groin area be completely, immediately, and permanently healed, so that he can have his energy back and walk again normally.
Any other healings or intentions?
I just want to add my energy to all of those people that were just spoken about, and knowing that the innate healing knowledge within their bodies, and that now as we also bring in spirit to co-create that healing, we know that the cells know exactly what to do and are always going towards healing. And we know that for each and every individual that's name has been spoken here today, and for all of those in the world that are looking for healing. Thank you, Harvey.
Thank you. Anyone else before we close this treatment? Okay, so as we intend and send these loving and healing thoughts to ourselves and to others that we care about, know that they are, and we are in the divine mind, receiving these healing thoughts and prayers, heartfelt thoughts and prayers ourselves, as they are receiving them as well, those that we love and care about. We are grateful for the possibility, the reality of another new beginning at this joyful and opening time of the year and of our lives. We feel this loving power within and without. We let this all be so, and together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Harvey. That was really lovely. And it's nothing like remembering the source and substance is always God. It's something that I'm trying to remember many times a day. So it was very nice to just sit here with all of you and remember that. And so now we're going to be really blessed with a wonderful song from Mary Buckley. Mary, take it away.
Thank you, Candice. Today I'm singing with Trillium. You may recall our trio of Madge Strong and myself and Helen Philandis. I wrote the song a few years ago, and it's called Grounded. It's, I hope, a healing or at least centering and comforting song for people if you're stressed or even if you're not stressed. So, sing along if you'd like. There are 5 parts and all of them mix and match, so feel free to join in if you'd like to pick up on one of them or more. Let's see. Grounded, I feel my body. Grounded, I feel my feet. Grounded, I feel the planet. Grounded, I feel the beat. Grounded, 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 grounded. Someday I'll fly, but not this time today. Grounded, grounded, that the universe makes with her hands. My love is a shape that the universe makes with her hands. Grounded, 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 grounded. Thank you,
Mary. Oh, wow. I kind of closed my eyes and just saw the three of you standing up, and it's like, yes, thank you. That was lovely. And that kind of helped set that tone for us. So thank you so much. Okay, so today, the topic that I've chosen for today is staying true to your path. And particularly in this time and after such an amazing healing moment in that treatment, I am reminded that I don't always remember to, what my path is, or am I being true to it? Am I staying on it? So works for me today. Hopefully it'll work for you. I want to start with a quote. This is from the book of Proverbs, and it says, "Let your eyes look forward. Fix your gaze straight ahead. Give careful thought to the paths for your feet, and be steadfast in all your ways." And I love this because it's there's a couple of other Bible quotes, things like keeping your eyes single. In other words, so keeping your eyes forward and keeping clear as you gaze upon where you are headed, and that it is within that place where you know the greatest truth about yourself as you're walking that path. And give careful thought to your path that your feet are on. Is this the path you want to be on today? Be steadfast in your ways. What are your ways? What is your nature? What is calling you to move? And be steadfast in your ways. So I'm going to share a story that I've shared this a few times over the years, but I found a new version of it this last week, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go with that. So the story goes like this. It is from both. It traces to Hindu and Buddhist Zen fables. So anyway, it goes like this. There is a monk who is sitting on the bank of the Ganges with one of his students, and they are just watching the water flow by and just totally relaxed. And suddenly, well, maybe not suddenly, but then there is suddenly a large scorpion who is walking along the bank. And as he's walking along, he falls into the water, and he begins to struggle. And it's pretty obvious that this scorpion is about to drown. Without any hesitation, the monk reaches in and pulls the scorpion out of the water. And as he places him on the bank, the scorpion stings his hand. Well, that hurts. But several minutes later, that same scorpion, this, I guess, fairly steep bank, that same scorpion falls again into the river and is commencing his drowning routine. Again, the monk reaches in, grabs the scorpion, pulls him out, sets him on the bank, and the scorpion stings him. So the third time the scorpion falls in, and the third time that he is retrieved by the monk with the same result, still another sting, the student can no longer restrain himself. And he says, "Master, why is it that you keep saving that beastly scorpion from drowning? Can't you see that it is just going to continue to sting you?" And the master laughs and answers, "Yes, I know it's going to sting me. It is the nature of the scorpion to sting, but it is my nature to love and therefore to save. Why should I give up my nature to love? Because it is the nature of the scorpion to sting. Particularly at this time in my life, I am beginning to recognize that every single day I'm going to be presented with opportunities to choose to follow my true nature and to stay on my chosen path or not. And it's really important for me to get very conscious of, am I on my path? Am I living my true nature or my highest nature? So I think it's important for all of us to take a look. What are those opportunities that come up for me every day in which I'm making a choice? Am I following my true nature? Am I staying on my chosen path? So how true are you to your path? Are you aligned with that true nature? So the first reminder for me from the story is, something I want to remind you about this story is that the story is not encouraging anyone to willingly submit themselves to repeated abuses. There are times in our life when we need to actually just say, I'm done, and walk away. What I think the instruction in this story is really is to begin to notice our temptation to, over time, cease loving, to cease being that highest possible self. And it's pretty easy to do that when things are not currently going smoothly. Our shared universal divine nature is to love one another. Therefore, throughout our lives, we are going to frequently have a disruption around trying to be loving. Frequently, we're going to have unfulfilled expectations. There's going to be disappointments. There's going to be betrayals. And the list goes on. Yet, it is our nature to love, to be kind, to be compassionate. Martin Luther King Jr. said, life's most urgent question is, what are you doing for others? So I've been asking myself that question, what am I doing for others? What am I doing to help lift as much as possible? Because I think that's, for me, that's part of my calling. That is part of my path. What can I do to lift myself, others? And then, of course, in Corinthians, it says, do everything in love. So I have a question and to ask all of you, and it is this. What would your life look like if everything you did was motivated by love, and that you were totally conscious in every moment, this is my opportunity to love? I don't know who originally said it, but Georgia Prescott is pretty famous for saying, everything that happens is either an act of love or a call for love. So I've been trying to remember that even when things don't seem to be going the way I want, when I am feeling challenged. So just as the student was challenged by the actions of the monk, it is challenging for us to not engage in what our society, our culture, here in the United States, we'll just go with that, has agreed is justifiable retribution, justifiable anger, justifiable vengeance. Instead, we're being asked to remain on the ultimate path, a path where we must focus on our greatest truth, which includes the commandment that Jesus gave, which was to love our neighbors as ourselves. This path, this true nature, does not teach to love some neighbors, but all, even the ones that sting. So for me, the story is actually giving me 3 directions to go, or three ideas to consider. The first being, don't give up loving. The second, don't give up your goodness. And the third, even if the people around you sting, don't give up your loving. Don't give up your goodness. So I have 2 simple exercises that I would like to share with you. And the first one, oops, I did want to do that. Well, there it is. Okay, hold on. You can see I'm new at trying to do these things. Okay, I put these, a little list over in the chat, just if you want a reminder or to follow along. But what I know is that I found this first exercise years ago in a great article that was in Ode magazine. And it has it's a 5-step exercise to try when you meet friends, strangers, and even the occasional scorpion. You do this discreetly and try to do all the steps with the same person, just as you're in their presence. And with your attention geared to that other person, say to yourself, just like me, this person is seeking happiness in their life. Just like me, this person is trying to avoid suffering in their life. Just like me, this person has known sadness, loneliness, and despair. Just like me, this person is seeking to fulfill their needs. And finally, just like me, this person is learning about life. This is the way that we step into compassionate thinking. And compassionate thinking like this is a force that is so powerful that it can transform a moment into something greater, something even wonderful. This is a time for us to really and truly engage in this kind of understanding that it is all one, and that there really isn't anybody out there that's doing anything differently than we are. We're all just doing our best, which is an important also thing to remember. So when we're exercising like this, part of what we're doing is we're moving from doubt, fear, and pain to a place of compassion and perhaps even joy, not just for ourselves, but for all concerned. And just like that, things can change, just like that, when we remember who we truly are and engage in that. Hafiz says, even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, you owe me. Look what happens with a love like that. It lights the whole sky. So let's remember that as we go through our days and our moments, even, that there is just us lighting up the sky, bringing our light, bringing our love. So my second exercise is something that I've been working on quite a bit. And I'm just going to encourage you to do it for a week, but maybe a month, maybe a year, maybe always. But here's this exercise. Every night before you sleep, ask yourself, have I placed anyone outside of my heart today? And if you haven't, good for you. If you have, visualize bringing them into your heart, into a pure recognition of their divinity, no matter how stinging their behavior may have been. In this silent moment, in the ultimate temple of your own being, what's happening is you have opened a forgiving atmosphere of your heart. And it is here that we continually dismantle the illusion that anyone is the other. And we free ourselves by freeing those others. So take a deep breath with me. And I'm going to be giving this treatment in the first person. And I'm going to begin with a Rumi quote. Rumi tells us, when you do things from your soul, you feel a river moving in you, a river of joy. So right here and right now, I know that there is only one thing. It is the infinite presence. It is my source. It is my supply. And what I know is that I call it God. And what I know is that it is divine. It is permeating every moment, every person, every situation. It is ever expressing itself by means of its creations, all of its creations. In every individualized expression of it, what we know right now is that it is there, it is good, it is God, it is divine. All power, all love, all intelligence is imbued in each form. Its essence is changeless, but as a form, it is ever changing, expanding, growing, evolving. I am here to express uniquely that divine nature and to walk my path in love, remembering that all there is God. I take the time to be present in the stillness, to drink into my soul from that great reservoir, which is God. I listen, I heed the guidance, I walk my true path with love and compassion. I release any attachment to the need to make anything happen, to justify my actions, and instead open to a deeper faith, a deeper trust in the divine. I recognize that each moment I am free to walk my true path, and along the way, pause and breathe in great love. I know that I am supported and sustained by the one presence. I am supported in every way. And because of that, I can see the deeper truth, the deeper recognition of the God within every moment, every being. I am here to bring my true self to each moment, to continue awakening, to release old ideas and beliefs, and instead embrace great love and compassion, and to embrace a greater realization of the truth. I celebrate life in its wholeness and revel in its diversity. I am clear. I am free. I live in absolute love. And with great gratitude, I accept these words for myself, for all others here, in fact, for all beings everywhere. And I know that everyone is being touched and on some level feels the vibration, feels the truth, feels that God power. And in that, I know that joy, I know the joy of living in the freedom of being my true self. And it is with that great level of thanksgiving that I accept this, knowing it is so. And so it is. So another deep breath. So we're going to move into our time of sharing. And I just want to, as always, thank all of you for being so supportive of our center through this last year. And we will continue to grow and expand and be great. In fact, we'll be talking about that very soon, I'm sure. Anyway, for now, I am going to bring up our affirmation. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Let me try that again. Oh, I'm having, there we go. There it is. Oh, say with me now, divine love through me blesses and multiplies this gift. With all my heart and with all my mind, I know that I am saying yes to something I value. With all others present here, we dedicate these gifts to the values and vision we share. Okay, so I do have a couple of announcements. And as always, I think you all know, we are still collecting or trying to support building bridges. They are the recipients still of our monthly tithe. And then we also want to help provide supplies that they need. So Teresa is willing to have you drop things off at her home. And there's also Trudy Morgan, you can just drop stuff off on her front porch, and they'll deliver it to the shelter, or you can actually just take your donations directly to the shelter. When you're out in the parking lot, you give them a call, somebody will come out and unload your stuff for you. You can get a receipt if you want that for tax purposes. It's all good. So that was announcement number one. And announcement number two is that Kit Holmes is continuing to try to get us some guest speakers and putting a list together. I actually haven't spoken to her this week, but I think that was mostly on me because I was pretty busy. But I will be talking to her soon. So anyway, look forward to hearing some guest speakers in the upcoming weeks. Also, as we do enter into red, the red tier, we are going to have some possibilities for doing our service different than we are right now. But in the meantime, what needs to happen for us, because we're not going to be able to go back into the center and fill it, we are going to need to be able to live stream from the center. And right now, I don't really have the means other than what I'm doing right now, just sitting in the center and doing it like this, which is fine. We might be able to do that. But if anybody, and not right now, but if you have some ideas or any experience with doing something like this, please let me know, and we'll see what we can do to try to get everything in place so that when it's time to go back, we'll be able to both welcome people physically and by virtual distance also. So it's a good idea. Okay, and the last thing is that there is a board meeting today, and as soon as we're finished with our visiting time, we'll be going directly into that board meeting. So board members, hang in here with me, okay? It's probably going to be pretty short because I'm here and a lot of stuff I need isn't. So it should be a pretty short meeting. So that's really all I have to say for today, except for Mary Buckley is going to sing us out. So Mary, take it away.
Thanks, Candice. This is Trillium again. This one was a performance a couple years ago. The song is Everyday Miracles, and it's just about, well, the wonders of living in this world. Hope you can hear okay. Do you still see, do you still feel everyday miracles? Do you still wonder at the wonder of the world? Do you see everyday miracles, the wingtip of the mystery unfurled? Physics, whatever constitutes the things of which we're fond. Metaphysics, whatever is beyond. Do you still see, do you still feel everyday miracles? Do you still wonder at the wonder of the world? Do you see everyday miracles, the wingtip of the mystery unfurled? Metamorphosis, emergence of the creature that's inside. A creature with wings for flying far and wide. Do you still see, do you still feel everyday miracles? Do you still wonder at the wonder of the world? Do you see everyday miracles, the wingtip of the mystery unfurled? Photosynthesis, the kiss of life directly from the sun. No amount of science can make that magic come undone. Do you still see, do you still feel everyday miracles? Do you still wonder at the wonder of the world? Do you see everyday miracles, the wingtip of the mystery unfurled? A stubborn kind of sadness getting softened by a song, or the kindness of a stranger getting passed along. Do you still see, do you still feel everyday miracles? Do you still wonder at the wonder of the world? Do you see everyday miracles, the wingtip of the mystery unfurled? Do you still see? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mary. That was perfect. That was just lovely. So thank you so much. And so that's concludes the formal part of our service today. If you would like to hang out for a little bit afterwards, we'll have some time to visit. And in the meantime, know that I love you all, that it has been great to see you this morning. Namaste.